It's the beginning of a new season, of a new period in our lives. I know you can feel it. I know you can feel that things are different. Life has shifted. The past 3 months of my life have been some of the most transformative months of my life. From the fires and me having to evacuate, from the experience of the ending of a relationship, to experiencing the dark night of the soul, the season of your life where the old you is gone, but the new you isn't born. And you can't seem to come to grips. Your ego is being challenged. You're uncomfortable. You kind of feel like you're dying. To the death of the old business I had, everything was just crumbling, like in my hands. Like everything was just falling. Figuring out how to support myself. How am I going to pay my bills? When I used to make a certain amount of money and I'm like, yo, this isn't even me. Like my identity was just, I had no identity. I really had to learn to lean in and rely heavily on the divine, the unknown, the unseen. God, help me, support me right now in this challenging period of my life. What's going on? Every single day, I said it every single day. God, what is going on? What's going on? I'm not this person. I'm the lender, I'm not the borrower. I'm the leader, I'm not the follower. Like it just shook and challenged my entire identity and how I viewed myself to where it really broke me. When you're broken mentally and physically and financially, spiritually, that's how you come alive. And that's the message of this video before I get into this story. It's only when you are broken mentally and physically and financially is where spiritually you come alive. That's when you evolve. We're in a snake year. Snake is all about renewal, transformation, the ending of the old skin. So you can walk that path and receive your divine blessings. I've always been someone with a good heart. I've always been someone that's always put into everyone else. Homeless, strangers. I'm always sharing that on my Instagram story, how I'm always just doing something. I'm always trying to do something for someone else because I know what it's like to not have anyone there for you. I know what it's like to feel lost. I know what it's like to feel judged. I know what it's like to not walk that traditional path and feel like you're wasting out of time. You're a burden. I know what it's like. And so that's why my identity, after everything, I couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't believe, why am I in this position? Why am I in this place where it's like everything is falling apart? Like, who do I call? Who do I talk to? Who do I even ask? And so as a result, after the fires, I just got to this place. Before the fires, I was creating content every single day, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And it's like my business was not growing. It wasn't growing. I wasn't getting any new leads. I was like, God, like, what am I've been posting for months. What am I doing? Like, what do you want me to do? How can I grow this thing? And I can't expect new people to serve. You want me to serve people, but it's not working in a way that I can sustain myself. And I was so burnt out of just being at home and living the same day every single day and expecting a different outcome, that after the fires, after the death of the old relationship I had with someone that was like toxic, I was just sick of it. I'm like, yo, God, I don't want to work from home anymore. I just want to do something to support myself right now as I heal, as I work through this process of whatever the dark night of the soul is. Let me just get through this process. I was drained. I was fatigued. And it's like, I've never been someone to subscribe the idea of the depression, because when I was homeless, I was depressed, but I still woke up every single day and did what I had to do. But this season of my life felt different. I'm 27. I did all of the business stuff. I took the courses. I took the coaching, the mentorship. I took the mindset training. I took all of that. I lived that life. So for me to be in this place is like, I couldn't really believe it. I'm like, yo, there's nothing else for me to do. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Make more content? Do more? Like, what do you want me to do? That's what I woke up every single day. and scream, like, in my mind, like, God, what do you want me? What else is there for me to do? You know how many Instagrams I made? You know how many businesses and websites? You know how many coaches I paid for? What do you want me to do? What's the answer? I was drained. Life was becoming gray. I'm sick of it. What the fuck? Miserable. I was miserable. Miserable. I had maybe a few $100s left in my name. Oh my God, what do you want me to do? Sitting in meditation. And he's like, you know what? I want you to go back to the old side hustle that you used to do. I want you to resell couches. And I'm like, you want me to go back to doing the same shit? You want me to go and work hard and... But it was the only option I had at that moment. Because I was trying to look for work. I was trying to apply for jobs, but those doors don't open in my life. Those doors don't open in my life. I was trying to apply for Uber. I found out I don't have a California license. I was trying to apply for some other websites to coach on there, so I don't need to find clients. For some reason, checking maybe 3 months later, they didn't approve certain things, so it wasn't working. Every single damn app I tried, it was the list. There was no more room for registration, or there was no something around me. It was like straight up in my face. God was telling me, I don't want you to work a job. You're not meant to work a job. I'm like, fuck, this is the first time in my life. I just want to work a job. I just want to be stable. I just want to not have to go through this. But he's like, this is the path I want you to walk. So I started flipping couches. And day by day, as I was walking this path, I spent the last bit about of money I had, and I found a storage. And I'm like, all right, I don't have a car. I don't have a truck. Where do I find a truck? I rented a U-Haul. And in the process of this, synchronicities were being shown to me. 333. As soon as I got the storage, the first month was free. I'm like, okay, thank you, God. You feel me? That's the flow of abundance. That's how the universe supports you. These little wins, right? And then when I got it, it was 333 for that next bill. My total was going to be 333. 333 is a number of universal guidance. So the universe was telling me you're on the right path. We are supporting you even though you are going through this experience in your life. I was experiencing and seeing all of these synchronicities. And I found that flow. I would pick up couches for free, clean them up. I have the washer and dryer right here in my house and resell them $300, $500. And I felt like shit doing it because this is something I used to do. So I was forced to see my old self and experiencing my old thoughts, my old emotions. And the crazy thing is, the place I originally went to go get the U-Haul was right across the street from my ex's house. And I'm like, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to see this girl. You know what I'm saying? But all of these old emotions and old thoughts all came surfacing up. Of shame, of guilt, of feeling less than, of not loving myself. And every single day I felt called to meditate in the process of doing what I had to do to just get by of this hellish-like experience of my life where I just did not feel like I understood what was going on. The manifestation techniques weren't working. Nothing was working. But this one thing to support myself. I was making $300 to $500, maybe working 2-3 hours every other day, maybe every 3 days. And I would just come back home, sleep exhausted, or meditate and pray and just ask for clarity. What do you want me to do? I did this for almost 3 weeks. And I was starting to find my grip. I was starting to feel grounded, but intuitively, my mindset, my heart, God was telling me this is temporary. It's temporary. Because every single day I'm telling God, like, yo, all right, this is cool, but how long am I going to be doing this for? How long am I going to be doing this for? How long am I going to be, like, I prove to you. Listen, I want you guys to understand, like, I'm speaking from a place of hard work, of dedication, not from a place of entitlement. You know how many years I put studying and applying and trying? And you know how many businesses I tried? 8, 9, 10. This isn't anything new. For you guys probably watching, you're like, oh, it's not that bad, bro. No. I've been in the game for a minute. When you're in the game for that long, I'm not excited by $300 or $500. I'm grateful, But I'm ready for my blessings. I'm ready for me to step into who I've always been praying for. For that person to emerge, for that person to evolve. So my ego was shot. I was exhausted. I'm like, yo, I went from working a few hours in my day to now I'm working harder. And nothing is working. It's like, what the fuck? How am I applying all of these manifestation techniques and nothing is working? But my heart just kept telling me, yo, this is temporary. Keep walking the path. Keep fucking showing up. Walk the path. Walk the path. Rest. Walk the path. And once I started finding my grounding, finding these couches for free, selling them for $500, for $600, just to pay my bills, just to allow me to rest and understand what's going on and heal. Because I had a lot of healing to do. I need you guys to understand. I went through this relationship experience. I lost all of my clients all at one time. My life was just falling in my hands fast, And I even experienced a death in one of my marketing clients. My first marketing client, their mother died. A month later, their father died. And I'm like, wow, damn, I grew so close to these people. I'm the reason that they're on their Instagram. I recorded one of their last moments. I'm like, damn, God, what are you trying to tell me? And long story short, I get to I just got to this place where I'm like, I got to start pouring into myself. I got to start going outside more and doing new experiences. So this one day I'm like, you know what? It'll be cool to go horseback riding. I just want to get out and do something new. And later that day, I had two people that wanted these two couches. This couch for $500 and this other round couch for $200. So I was expecting a $700 day. So I got dressed and I go horseback riding for an hour. I'm like, man, this is a really cool experience. Thank you, God. I want you guys to understand, even though life was hell on a personal and emotional side, and I was going through other things I don't really want to talk about, I still meditated. I still was showing up every single day and doing the spiritual work, the shadow work, the prayer, the journaling, everything you can name. I was doing all of that. I was trying to pour into myself. I was doing all of that work. I wasn't allowing this to change me, change my frequency and make me angry and make me, no. But whatever that needed to surface, I was allowing it to surface because that's how you heal and evolve. So I spent a month and a half just in a cocoon-like stage, just working on myself and allowing the universe to just guide me and everything just flow. So after the horseback riding, the people who wanted the couch, they hit me up. So I'm like, okay. I go to my storage, I put the couch in the truck, and I'm on my way there. And right when I get there, the girl who's about to buy the couch, she's in front. She's like, hey, if you could, make a U-turn and park the truck right here so we could, move the couch up. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm dressed nice, I had a good time, a good day. I'm in the sun and I'm really starting to find my flow and I'm grateful. As soon as I make that U-turn, a cop just come right behind me and I'm confused. I'm like, is that for me? He turns on his lights. And I'm trying to, before I get out the car, I want to make sure I'm okay. So I turn to them. I'm like, hey, is that for me? And they flash their lights. As soon as they flash their lights, another cop car comes speeding right beside them. And they both flash their lights. And now they start yelling through the microphone of the cop car, turn the truck off, drop the keys outside of the truck, keep your hands where we can see them. And I'm in shock. I'm like, is that for me? I'm trying to look around. Is that for someone else? And then they start saying it again and again and again. And so I'm just what's going on? I'm just kind of waiting and I have my hands out of the truck. And then they start, yelling instructions. Now come out of the truck. Don't look behind us and walk, to your left. And I'm following all of these instructions and I'm just kind of laughing in my head. I'm like, what the fuck is life at this point? What is life? What the fuck is life? But I'm laughing because in my head, I'm just like, yo, like, this isn't real. Like, why am I going through this? You know what I'm saying? I was in total disbelief. So then they tell me to get on the ground. And I get on the ground and they're like trying to yell at me and say, do a T or some shit like that. And I started to yell back at the cops. I'm like, how the fuck do you want? I'm like, a T? Like this? Like, it's so fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I'm laying on the ground, and meanwhile, a helicopter passes over me and flashes his light on me. So I'm going through some Grand Theft Auto ass experience where I unlocked 6 stars and I got all these cops around me. And the girl who's supposed to buy the damn couch is just like staring at me like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And I have my head down, and in my head, I'm like, I'm about to get shot. Like, I want you guys to understand, they all have their guns gone, their guns drawn. And I'm just laying on the ground, and they're saying, don't look at them. So he comes behind me, and he puts the cuffs on my wrist, and I stand up, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? Right? But I'm speaking to them very respectfully. Like, sir, like, what's going on? I don't want, like, I'm just trying to drop off this couch. Long story short, they told me that the truck is being reported stolen. And I'm in shock. I'm like, stolen? What the fuck? Like, I'm just like, what are you talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I pay for this U-Haul truck. I'm paying it per day. It's a per day contract. Like, that's how U-Haul works. And the reason I was paying per day was because my higher self, my intuition was telling me that this is a temporary situation. And it was helping me get by and make money so I could just pay my bills and get through whatever phase I was in my life. You get me? So the way it would work is U-Haul would call me every 2 days and ask me, do I want to extend for another day? Then they would charge my card, right? But in this little break or period, it seemed like U-Haul didn't call me for some reason. So I don't know if they just automatically charged my card, but already in my head, I was like saying to myself, I need to call U-Haul. When I woke up that morning, I remember I got an email from U-Haul that just simply said, here's your bill. So in my head, I'm like, okay, when I go drop off this couch, I'm going to pay off whatever bill I have, right? I probably owed a day or two. I don't know, but it wasn't anything crazy. And the way U-Haul works is at the end of the rental is when you pay for the miles that you use. I had this U-Haul for already 3 weeks. I only drove 100 miles. And I want you guys to understand, on average, you're driving, if you go to work and back, you're driving maybe 20 miles per day. So I was hardly driving this U-Haul. I was going up to the garage and there to the couch and back. I wasn't going anywhere, right? So in my head, I'm like, okay, if I owe U-Haul, I only maybe owe U-Haul like $100 or some small ass amount like that. Nothing crazy. So I didn't even check the bill, like the email, and the officer saw it wasn't ever open. Like I told him, I'm like, yo, I'm paying for this. They call me every few days. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And they have me on cuffs. And I'm like, yo, like check my phone. So when he checks my phone, he opens the email, and ironically, the shit says it's being reported stolen. I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, I'm laughing because I'm like, yo, there's no way. There's no fucking way. What the fuck is going on? But I want you guys to understand, right? As everything was happening, I saw synchronicities where where everything was happening with the truck, with the cop car. Like right where I was standing at, next to the cop car, when they put me on cuffs, I looked below and the license plate said 777. So in my head, I'm like, okay, there's something that's going on. Whatever is happening, I just got to go with it. I just got to go with it. And I'm talking to the officer real kindly. I'm saying, yes, sir. I'm like very respectful to him to where it's like I gained their trust. And like my story just starts to make sense. But because it's already reported stolen, they have to take me in. But they didn't take me to downtown. So if you guys don't know, downtown Los Angeles, like police station, that's where people who are on drugs or real hostile, that's where they take them. But, since I gained their trust and they could just tell and like feel like my energy, I was just real chill, real kind. I was like kind of smiling because I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, what's going on? Like, they said, hey, like, we got word that we can actually take you to Hollywood, right? And Hollywood station is a more calmer, simpler station. So it should be an in and out kind of process. So already it's like the universe was working in my favor, right? Because you got to look at life like that. Like, look at life like the energy of people that are around you is the energy that you embody. I could have got cops that were straight up dickheads and they didn't want to hear me and they just locked me up and they fucking like ain't care if my wrist hurt. But no, I got these cool guys who were probably my age who were laughing and just like smiling and just like real understanding. And they straight up said like, yo, like we're gonna work with you and like, you know, you should be out of there within like 4 hours kind of tops. So I'm just like, all right, bro. I get in the cop car. Again, even the cop car, it wasn't a standard cop car with the metal black shield. It was a nice, comfortable car. It didn't even have the shield. And even the cop, I want you guys to understand this. Even the cops were saying to me, you know, Jeff, like, it feels like whatever is happening here, it's like God is trying to protect you from something. Swear to God, this is what the cop that arrested me, who's driving the cop car now to the station, said to me. He's like, sometimes things happen that block a path to put you in a place because he could see further than what you can see. So I'm just like, yeah, man, that's, you know, facts, you know, like that's true. And then again, I see another synchronicity. The car license plate in front of our car said 111. So I'm just going with it. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, I have to sit in a jail cell, and I sat in the cell for maybe 6 hours. 6 hours. There wasn't anyone in the cell. It was a cell of like 4 or 5 beds. And in my head, you know, when you're in a situation like that, you're starting to think to yourself, I don't want to get in a fight with anybody. You don't know what people you're going to run into. But I look like the guy you don't want to like run into, because I had on a white tank top. And at that time, it was kind of like after a workout and I'm in cuffs. So when you're in cuffs, like your arms, you feel me? You got on a tight shirt. You're looking kind of like real, you know, swole. You know what I'm saying? And I had on like some nice pants. So it didn't look like I was a criminal, but it looked like I was a well put together guy. I'm not a fucking dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm sitting in this cell, and if you guys see, man, like my cat's like just ruining my damn chair. Yeah, I'm sitting in this cell and I'm just like saying to myself, like, yo, God, like I did everything that you want me to do. You told me to go flip couches. You told me to move to Los Angeles. You told me to do this. Everything I ever do, I do it because you tell me to do it in some shape or form. And I walk that path fearlessly. I walk the path fearlessly. Like everything I go through it all on my own. I don't complain. It don't matter how much money I have or don't have or what situation I'm in. I don't ever complain, God. I'm always showing up for you. Why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? I didn't even want to call nobody. Because I'm just like, I'm not calling anybody. I come from hardship. I come from poverty. I come from this. I will be the example. I'm not going through this. I don't give a shit what I'm going through. I will be the leader. I will be the example. I will fix the problem. And I tell God, you know, I'm done. I did everything that you want me to do. So at this point, I just trust you, God. I surrender. You know what? This isn't even a hotel. This is this isn't even a jail cell. This is a hotel. This is a transition period, a vacation away from my problems, and you're gonna work it all out. And I just sat and I slept until I just stayed in that belief that everything is working out in ways I can't even understand. And I woke up, and then they let me go at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And I walked home, and I'm just like, you know what now? They gave me a ticket, a fine for me to go to court a month later for embezzlement. That's a white-collar crime that basically says it's kind of like you owe a debt or some kind of fraudulent kind of thing. And depending on the bill owed, you know, you can receive a fine or you can go to jail up to 3 years. But it's a felony charge. So I'm looking at the fine like, wow, I'm a felon. what the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck is going on? And it's in a month. And I'm over here like the only way that I was making money is now gone. What do you want me to do now? Again, just going back to that work of prayer and meditation and staying in alignment and embodying everything I teach. And then I got the message. We want you to go back to your old clients. There's a shift happening in the world. We want you to teach the people you work with how to become teachers. This was the intuitive message I kept receiving every single day. And so that's the path that I walked. And all of a sudden, all of my old clients that went away, they all came back. All of a sudden, the abundance started to reveal itself. All of a sudden, I started kind of just feeling more grateful and more clear and trusting that everything is just going to work out. And I started having more energy. I started going to the gym every single day, in the morning. And I just started finding my flow. And all of a sudden, everything I was going through in the past 3 months, all of my old clients was going through that same experience, but they were in their day 1. I was in my day 90. So these people needed me. And I'm like, wow. My intuition was telling me, don't worry. Don't worry about this case. Don't worry about it. This is where the shift happened. This is where the miracle happened. I went to court yesterday. And I'm waiting. Court was at 8:30, and I'm waiting. A lot of times how it works is you stay in the hallway until your public attorney comes out and speaks to you and see how they can help you. Do you either take a plea deal or you tell them you want to find a real pay lawyer, right? Long story short, I'm waiting all day. It's like I've been waiting for 4 hours. And the officer comes out and she tells me, your case has been rejected. So I'm like, well, what does that mean? She's like, well, it's dropped. They didn't file it. They couldn't find enough proof or evidence, so the case is no more. Then I see another lady, and the lady says, well, make sure, because something happened like that to her son, but he still got in trouble. So I spoke to another officer in the hallway, and she said, well, if they dropped the case, that means that it may have been dropped from a felony to a misdemeanor charge. So let me check that for you. So I'm just sitting there waiting. And again, she says, nope, it's a rejected straight through. It's like you have no case. It's gone. The message here that I want you guys to understand is that when your old life is falling apart, the old way on how you used to make money, on how you used to talk to yourself, your old thoughts, your old belief, is going to feel like hell. But you have to embody the life that you want, the mindset that new life needs in order to flourish. I wasn't in the court seeing myself going to jail. I was in the court seeing myself be good, seeing it being dropped, seeing it being rejected. I don't tell you guys things that sound cool about manifestation and reality. No, I live this. Like, these things saved my life. And the case gets dropped entirely. And I still owe the bill to the U-Haul. It gets dropped. And I walked out of there as if it never happened. My intuition always told me the transition was temporary and that you're about to step into a new higher level in your life. That's what my dreams were showing me. Every single day I was having a dream of me on an escalator or an elevator, just going up and up and up and up and up and up. You know your life is shifting when everything is falling apart. You know your life is shifting when nothing makes sense. You know your life is shifting when your identity is being checked. That's when you know you are shifting, when life gets worse. The same way with a boomerang. A boomerang has to go all the way back to the point of no return, where it's like the damn band is about to fucking rip in pieces and break. And it's at that moment when you let go is when it flies so smoothly, so effortlessly, to heights you couldn't even predict. That's what's happening in your life. That's what's happening in my life. That's what's happening in the world right now. We're stepping into this higher place of our gift and our calling and of collective consciousness and service. So I needed to go through that experience so I can help others in that transitionary experience, in that shift. You know. So no matter where you are in life or what's happening in your life, just know there's always a plan. There's always a path. I'm here to help you guys make sense of that plan, make sense of that path. Because I've been through it. I'm still going through it. But again, spring is here. Spring is here. What's done is done. I love you guys.